I tried to get Amanda to open the video. She said she wasn't going to do it. She just shot the HK CC9 a few minutes ago, doing a follow-up video on that, like literally a few minutes ago. So she's intimately familiar with it. And people were wanting to know what she thought, since she liked the CC9. She also liked the XL from FN and the Reflex, and she also liked the Masada. So they wanted to know what her thoughts were, which one she liked the most. Okay, and so she shot the HK CC9 12 rounds and a 10 rounder. So she's going to shoot. I only loaded that one up with 12 rounds. I will say this though. I try to do the comparisons that people ask about, and sometimes they're not really fair comparisons. I think some of them are meant for different reasons, and why people want to see them, I don't know. But since it was Amanda and they wanted to know her thoughts, I kind of figured that I would humor them on this one. But the Reflex in overall length and even in height is a good bit bigger than is the CC9. Certainly the FN is more narrow. How would you say the two feel in the hand?
This one feels good in the hand.
Really good in the hand.
Yeah.
Way better in the hand, right?
Yeah.
It's just so much thinner. It's just
Yeah.
such a thinner grip. And but she did like the CC9. But she told me, what did you tell them? What you told me about the price and all that? And
I don't know what you spent on these guns. I just tell you if you wanted to go buy it.
So you know, you can't be swayed by what one or the other one costs. So you have no idea. You don't get all up into that stuff, right? And she said she wasn't going to tell me, as if maybe she already
after I shoot all three, I will see how well you know me. See if you
see
can
if
guess
I know
it.
which one you like.
And then I'll tell you.
Okay. And which one you like more, okay?
Right.
But again,
I
just want to reiterate that the CC9 is more deeply concealed than is the FN Reflex. Now with the flush fit mag on the FN Reflex, the picture I took was both of them with their extended mags in them, and still again the FN Reflex is significantly larger in the length and in the height, but it's still concealable. So I guess it's a fair comparison. Not sure about the Masada though, but either way, I'm gonna put a 12 rounder in there, and then I'm gonna load it up because I only brought the extended mag, and then we're gonna load it up with the 10 rounder, so it could be fair. She got 22 in each one of them. So go ahead and shoot it, and let's see what you got. Okay, while I load this magazine up, you can talk to the people. So
anytime I shoot a gun, that first shot is like, I just have to get used to it.
So you're already making excuses for why you missed the first one?
Yeah, the first shot, yeah.
Yeah, come over this way. I don't know if you're in the camera or not, but okay. So, but I think that you shot it enough, you know, having literally just shot the CC9. Snappiness, which one do you think?
I think this one's more snappy.
Yeah, I would agree.
I like it, but it's just a little bit more snappy than the CC9.
And that's crazy, right? Because the CC9 is a little smaller, and you'd think it'd be more snappy. But with the arguments that I've been having in the comment section, I want to say that is attributed to the overall build quality of the HK, right? The H&K is just built like a tank. I tell you what, let's do. Let's load this one up with 124. We'll put the 124 in here. She's complaining about the cold today, so
yeah, I'm a little shaky.
So she's gonna be like, "You're putting that heavier stuff in there." So just to be fair, to make it fair, but you said with the 115 grain,
it was snappier than the CC9.
That was snappier, and I agree. And I promise you, my hand to Almighty God, and you know she can back me up, shake her head behind my back or whatever. I did not coerce her into saying that at all. We try not to have conversations about it, so she doesn't feel coerced into saying anything. And But 10 rounds, 124.
I mean, it's still a good gun. It's just more snappier than the CC9.
I mean, you shot good with it. You shot good with it the first time you ever shot it. But I do agree. I do agree that it's more snappy than the CC9.
Right. So this isn't my first shot. So.
No, you've shot the gun before.
No, I told you my first shot I'm always missing because I got to get used to it. I was making an excuse.
No. You already had.
Yeah, I'm making my excuse,
nah, you can't
buddy.
use that excuse again.
Woo! You see? So this trigger is touchier than that trigger. I think.
Now, yeah, and that's interesting too, because for everyone that said,
because I double tapped.
Right. So for everyone that said that the FN trigger was the same as it was on the original FN Reflex, which I hated that gun. So for everyone that said that, when I said that this one was a little bit better, I think letting her shoot the gun, not getting as much trigger time as I do, and seeing that happen real time proves to you what I said, that it is maybe the same trigger as far as how it looks and internals and everything like that, but it is definitely a better trigger if you're looking for that faster follow-up. Obviously you saw that, right? But I think some of it too is attributed to you just having shot the CC9, it being a lot less snappy.
It could be that.
And that having that recoil. So a lot of times on camera, it makes it look more snappy than it really is. Okay, and I'll invite you to go over and check out the CC9 video, the last one that I put up on the CC9, where she shot it, only she shot it. And you can look at the recoil on that one, because we're not going to shoot it again in this video. And you can compare it to this one. And listen, this one is way less snappy than the original FN Reflex. I mean, way less snappy. So if you're hesitant to buy this one because of the your experience with the original FN Reflex or what we're saying right now, I'm just simply saying it's way more snappy than is the CC9. So, and
I mean, the snappiness is not a deal breaker.
I
mean, it's still a good shooter.
Right, you can get used to it. I mean, you shot good with the gun. So what we're going to do now is we're going to load up the Masada, and I'll put a picture of those two up as well, side by side, comparing, and give you the kind of, you know, you can go look up the specs for yourself. I ain't got time to put that in the video, but we're going to load that up right now, and then we're going to shoot that, and then we'll let her tell you which one out of the three she likes the most. So she's over there off camera talking all these things about it. And I'm like, save it for the camera. Like, you know, they want to know. The people want to know, what were you saying about it over here while you were holding it? And I was loading up the magazine.
I said, as soon as I picked it up and I put it in my hands, I said, this flare magwell just holds my hand in tight, and it just feels natural. And then the thumb and finger pad is wide. So it's a better grip.
I'll tell you what she actually said. She was over there fondling with it. She said, this thing feels good. This thing feels good. You know, it's like she was really getting in it, you know, really expressing her feelings. And she's like, man, I really like that flared magwell. It keeps my grip high and tight. I don't have to try to keep it up there. That's one of her struggles, is keeping her grip high. So you really like the feel. So
I like the feel. This right here out of the HEK and the Reflex, and then this one feels good. I mean, they all felt good. But this one right here holds me. It feels good. It feels good.
Right. And the memory pads are in a good spot.
And they're wide. It's not like the little bitty.
They help you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead. I got 12 rounds loaded up in the magazine. Ooh. You like that too, don't you? That little tactical stuff, you know.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Missed one, and guess which one it was?
Which one?
The very first one.
I'll say this too. I didn't say this at the front of the video. I am shooting the 124 to keep things fair. I'm going to put 115 in this one. It'll be 10 rounds. Well, out of all three of them, as far as the the size comparison. So the FN is definitely the largest of the three for sure, especially with the extended mag. And again, all three of them have their extended mag in them. Okay, I did that on purpose. So the HK, that one, they all three have their extended magazines in place. And so with all three of them, definitely the Reflex is definitely bigger than all three. The Masada is closer in comparison, a little longer in height, but and it is also a little bit longer in length. The CC9 is definitely smaller than all three, with the Reflex being the largest of the three and the Masada being closer to this one. And so we'll let her put this 10 rounds through it and then let her tell us what she thinks. She likes that slamming home stuff. I can tell.
Alrighty.
Why?
No, I'm just sitting here. Okay, out of all three that I shot, which one do you think that I like the best?
Okay, so I thought, to be fair, I know I said she wasn't going to shoot the CC9 because she had just shot it, but I went ahead and loaded up the 12-round magazine. You know,
yeah, this is
you know,
my
I think that would only
this
be
is
fair.
my favorite.
Huh?
The HK was my favorite.
Okay. Well, I mean, you done spoiled it now.
Oh, my bad. But let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Because you flipping them plates?
No. Okay, so on the Masada, I loved how it gripped me and tightened me, and it felt good. But I like the H&K is just more concealable to me.
Okay.
They're all concealable, but the H&K just feels like
something you could put in your purse.
Yes. Now
Is that the only reason you like it better?
Huh?
Is that the only reason you like the HK better? I mean, it's got to be more than that. It can't just be because it's concealable.
It just feels good to shoot.
You like shooting?
I think it has less recoil than all three of them.
Yeah. So you think so?
It would be H&K, the Masada,
and the Reflex.
And then the Reflex.
So you think, but you said...
But the Reflex is good slim-wise. That's about it for me.
So, but you said you thought that the Masada kicked more than the Reflex. No?
No, the brown one, the Reflex kicked more than the Masada.
The Masada, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my Masada.
I call it what did I call it?
You called it a Manada.
Manada, yeah.
Anyway, so okay, so the Reflex kicked the hardest, is a good shooter, but overall you like it least out of all three. But you would still carry it.
I would still carry all three. I would carry all three.
Okay. The Masada feels tremendous in the hand.
It holds you tight.
So you think the Masada feels better in the hand than even the Reflex?
Yes.
Okay. So out of all three of them, though, you still think the Masada feels better in the hand than this one?
It does feel better in the hand.
But that one shoots better?
Yes.
Okay, so you're more accurate with that one, and that one has less snap.
Right.
So out of all three of them, that one being the smallest of the three, that one has the least amount of snap. You shoot the best with it, and overall you'd feel more comfortable carrying that one than the other two.
I would, yes.
And so that's surprising even to me. Honestly, from having shot these other three, I thought she would pick the Masada because, you know, I remember...
It was a hard one.
Because I remember coming out to the range with her whenever we did the original review on the Masada, and I remember her just liking it so much and talking about it on the way home. So honestly, when she started talking about how good it felt in her hand, I really expected her to like the Masada more. It just speaks to the build quality of this gun. Like if you pull it apart and you look at the internals, and then you can compare the internals to even the Masada, the Reflex, and some other guns on the market, surely the Taurus G3, the build quality is there, okay? So it really absorbs that recoil. And you were shooting 124 through this one and mostly 115 through the other ones, or at least a combo of 115 and 24. But overall, hands down, without question, if I laid them all three in front of you and said you can only carry one, you're picking this one.
Yeah,
And
so
you're
just
good.
for my knowledge, because I don't know what you spend, out of all three of these, which one was the most pricey one?
Which one was the most expensive? So because that one had the optic, it was
Let's mess
$8.90.
on the oplet. Don't worry about the oplet.
It was
just the gun.
$8.99. Without the optic, it would have been $6.99.
Okay.
They will ultimately work their way down to $5.99 ultimately. The Masada was $4.50, okay? And the Reflex without the optic was around $500, about the same, $450, $500.
Oh, well, I would just pay the extra 100 and get this.
You'd pay the extra 100 because it shoots better. You shoot better
The
with
only
it.
thing I would change is I like red dots. We have a green dot on these.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Me and her both, we can't see the green dot very well. Like, I know people love their green dots, but we prefer red dots. I like red front
I would
sight.
have to shoot and get used to the green, but yeah, the red dot, that's the only thing I would change.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. She picks the CC9. Promise you we did not coach any of that prior to. She told me, in fact, she wasn't going to tell me till it was over. I'm actually shocked she picked the CC9. I figured she'd go with the Masada. But either way, there it is. CC9 wins. So maybe we'll do the MC9 LS next compared to this one. But I'm telling you, if she likes this one over the Masada, she's probably going to like it over the MC9 LS as well. Either way, as always, make sure you guys know Jesus Christ is your Savior. If you don't know, reach out to me. Be happy to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with you. Go over, check out Patreon, $10, $5 a month, whichever you choose. You can cancel anytime. Website, gsquaredtactical.com. You can support us over there. Buy some hats, buy some gear. We have stuff for sale over there. We'd love to get shipped out and get it out the house. Thanks so much for watching. If you can't monetarily support us, hit the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. And as always, on this cold, overcast day, to God be the glory.